I am Master of the TDS.
I'm WritingRaven.
We have 3 topics for you from the past week in one video. A synopsis of the Psycho.
A Psycho-Synopsis. Acolyte again. All right, cringe, bring it on.
Surprise.
Who are you?
The stranger.
Yes, I can see that, but what's your name?
No, I'm the stranger.
Oh, you're the exhibitionist from the Acolyte.
That's right, and I'm here to seduce you to the dark side with the power of my abs.
What do you think I am, a hormonal teenage girl? That doesn't work on me. I'm married.
Not one to question, but subscribe to Disney Plus.
No, I'm not weak-minded. Nice try, though.
You wanna see my lightsaber?
No. Now please leave. The stranger? More like the streaker.
In episode 6 of The Acolyte, titled Teach/Corrupt, Osha is seduced by Quimir's dark side as they explore the power of emotions and the Force while Soul grapples with guilt and the Jedi Order faces scrutiny.
We finally come back to videos, and this is what we have to start with.
Yeah, so let's be upfront right away. This is going to have spoilers for The Acolyte.
Not that anyone really cares.
So if you're here and you're wanting to see The Acolyte, probably go watch that first.
Or skip ahead to our next topic.
Basically, in this episode, what you hear is, right, Osha gets seduced. How? Well, there's a scene where, again, you don't see anything.
But it's a nude scene.
It's a nude scene. You don't see it. You don't see it, mind you. They've definitely made it so you don't see it. But literally, she's staring directly at his,
Junk?
Yeah, we could say it that way. And literally, when I saw this, all I could think about was how this reminds me of, like, Raylos. And how they were, because everybody afterwards was like, oh my god, I'm so seduced by the dark side. I totally ship them.
It's so bad.
No one told them that the ship they're trying to ship is actually just sinking. It's the Titanic. It's called Disney Star Wars.
I think Disney Star Wars is worse than the Titanic.
Yes, the Titanic, they at least had time to get off.
Oh, that's true. That's really good.
It's way past that time at this point.
But,
And hey, you didn't even need an iceberg unless you want to call the iceberg Kathleen Kennedy.
Or the contract of George Lucas selling Star Wars.
No, he sold the Titanic to Kathleen Kennedy. That's no moon. That's an iceberg.
Dun, dun, dun!
But anyways, yeah, so it was really cringe. And again, look, I know some people like The Acolyte, and that's totally fine if you like it. But it's just, it seems to be going and leaning into trying to make the Jedi into, like, bad guys.
Yeah, and they're turning them into an incompetent police department.
Basically.
It's not how the Jedi operate.
Yeah, and they do this, they focus on this, and one of the things they do is, again, they are cherry-picking from the EU with something called cortosis.
Which is apparently a rare metal in the extended universe that can repel lightsabers.
It's rare and fragile, and there are ways of making it into like a weave to use, but basically the stranger's helmet and a gauntlet on his right hand, or left hand, I can't remember which one.
I don't care.
Basically can stop lightsabers from working, so he fights by headbutting lightsabers.
Yeah.
Let me clarify, though.
So he basically headbutts lightsabers.
Yeah, he basically just goes around headbutting lightsabers.
Which is so stupid!
There are ways to make the metal work, as I said. But the issue is that he does this, and the metal's supposed to be very rare, but also very fragile.
So basically, if you turn it into a helmet, you're risking decapitation if you want to headbutt a lightsaber.
And literally, the helmet breaks in half. In this episode, he has to resolder it together. And I just kind of think, wouldn't you rather use your gauntlet so that if worse comes to worse, you lose an arm, not your head?
I mean, yeah, that would be the logical thing to do, but you're forgetting that these people work with no logic.
And let's also forgetting that in order to like Disney Star Wars, you might not lose your head, but you have to lose your mind.
That too. Next is One Piece. Oh boy, I hope I get to meet Oda-sama.
Where am I? This isn't the Mary.
Monkey D. Luffy? What are you doing here?
Oh, hey there. Want to join my crew?
No. We just met. This isn't an anime.
What is an anime? Can it lead me to the One Piece?
Technically, yes, but also no, because the writer hasn't finished it yet.
Okay. Where can I get some meat?
Of course you need a filler arc. I'm sure there are some restaurants around.
Great! Can't be king of the pirates without a full stomach. Now where did I leave my crew? Can't wait to tell Zoro that I was the one who got lost this time.
The title of One Piece Season 2, Episode 1 reveals that Netflix live-action adaptation will begin the Logetown arc, marking the final stop before the Grand Line and setting the stage for the Arabasta saga.
Most people call it Alabasta, because that's how it's said in the anime. But yes, there, as you can see from the end of Season 1, they are bringing in Smoker.
And we actually have the name of the first episode of Season 1, at least what they're saying it is now. It's the beginning and the end.
Basically, the beginning of the journey and the end of, the East Blue, I think.
Now, I'll be honest, I like One Piece. I've never been a fan of the anime because it's just too slow for me. And I know it's great. I'm sure it's great and I've enjoyed it, but I can't stay invested when there's too much filler or it moves too slowly. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, you would never be able to watch Dragon Ball.
Yeah, so I actually liked Netflix. I know people had criticisms of the Netflix version, and to be fair, I do too. But I liked it because I could actually follow the story better and more of the filler was cut out.
Definitely a lot of the filler was cut out. And they got so many things right. The transponder sales, the news cues, the powers. Oh, it was good.
And I'm sorry, the best part of it...
Buggy.
Well, actually, Buggy and Luffy.
Oh yeah, he did do a really good Luffy.
He did a great job, but Buggy was the best part. Oh my god.
They found such a good actor for Buggy the Clown.
So they're going to go and adapt the next arc, which is the Logetown arc.
I think it's pronounced Logetown.
Logetown.
But basically, Zoro is going to be looking for a new sword, and he's going to meet someone who reminds me of his friend Kuina.
So you might not want to go that much further because you don't want to give people spoilers for people who haven't seen it.
They can read the manga.
But also, they're going to be introducing Chopper as well.
I hope they do him justice. I really hope he ends up more and animated more like Sonic the Hedgehog and not like whatever Stitch is going to be.
Don't remind me of that. I deleted it from my brain.
Sorry, but that's my worry because Chopper is a reindeer. So how are they going to animate him? I worry.
I don't know.
He's so cute.
So at first, we didn't really know if we were going to like One Piece. And if you watch some of our older videos, you might hear we were very critical of it before it came out. And then afterwards, we even did a review of it because we liked it so much.
Nobody watched our review, probably because we to put it out so late.
It's all right. It happens. But people like to say, don't you want to change your mind now? And it's like, yeah, it's called changing minds. Like,
yeah.
I thought it looked bad. And then it was like, wow, I'm pleasantly surprised.
We were open to admitting that we were wrong, and we admitted that we were wrong.
Now, my concern is, I really hope Netflix learns, and Oda is still involved in it, but my concern is now that they've got you on the hook, usually what Netflix will do, like they did, for example, with Altered Carbon, is they'll kind of get you on the hook, and then they'll bring in all the stuff and completely ruin it.
Yeah, kind of like how they're doing for Season 2 of Last Airbender, that they're looking for someone actually blind to play Toph, or was that just a rumor?
No, that's actually what they're doing, but let's be honest, they've ruined it from the first beginning.
Yeah, true.
And again, if you like the Avatar that Netflix has done, that's fine.
But stick with the cartoon.
But the girl power Kyoshi moment was nuts. But
like I said, stick to the cartoon.
One Piece is literally the best anime adaptation aside from Alita that I've seen. And I'm hoping they continue to do it justice, but we'll have to wait and see. But I'm excited to hear that it's begun filming, and I just hope we get to see it. I hope it's good. I hope they do it justice.
The casting that they've also shown so far for members of Crocodile's mercenary company, they look like pretty good castings.
So we'll have to see how it turns out.
And I'm looking forward to it.
Come aboard and bring along all your hopes and dreams. No?
You memorized the song?
That was the only one I heard.
Oh.
I don't remember the rest.
I love you. And lastly is Beetlejuice 2. Beetlejuice. Oh, hey! I said it 3 times!
The juice is loose.
What a coincidence! I totally didn't summon you here on purpose. Heh. What can I do for you?
What can you do for me? No, it's what I can do for you. Hold on, I got a car around here somewhere.
Oh no, that won't be necessary. I don't think your skills will be needed in a therapy office.
Therapy?
You don't say. You know, I've been pining after this girl for 20 years. Also, people keep saying I have some other unresolved issues. But we can start one at a time. What do you say?
Yeah, I think we might be able to help you.
Great. So we have a deal.
I'd say so. Go ahead and take a number.
You gotta be kidding me.
Tim Burton's Beetlejuice will open the 81st Venice Film Festival on August 28th, featuring a star-studded cast and marking a high-profile return to Hollywood celebrities to the event following a 2023 absence due to an actor strike.
This is something we're actually looking forward to as well.
Now, let's be honest, this is not really news, but we didn't really get an opportunity to talk about Beetlejuice when it came out, when the trailer came out, aside from on Twitter.
Yeah, we were offline for a holiday.
So you gotta work with me here. Try to cut a deal with you.
He just wanted an excuse to use that line.
Yeah. If you follow us on Twitter, you may have seen that we watched the first Beetlejuice last year.
Yeah, late last year, and right afterwards we were so confused and and asked people to explain the movie to us. And then later on, now when we think back to it, it's actually quite enjoyable.
It grew on us, and we'll have to explain. The reason that we didn't watch it was because we're both Orthodox Jewish, we're more modern. But because of that, we were lucky to have a TV. And so there were things we just never got around to watching. That was one of them. We have a list. We do have a list.
A long list.
Yes. So we watched it and we were expecting something different, I guess. And because of that, we missed kind of the charm and the wit of it. And looking back on it was only when we realized, okay, when you don't worry so much about like the intricacies of the plot, it's actually a lot better.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying, turn off your brain. I'm saying like, it's a very simple plot. There's not extra like stuff to it.
Yeah. Am I the only one who understands the complexities of this ambitious cinematic masterpiece? Sorry, I wanted an excuse to do that.
Okay. But one of the things that has us interested in this is that, aside from the fact that it grew on us, is that Tim Burton has announced, and again, this could be wrong. I want to be very clear. This could be wrong. He could have changed his mind. But from what I remember reading, that there's no CGI in this movie. It's
going to be all practical effects, just like the first movie, which is actually a very good way to go.
Yeah, and it makes me interested, and it means that he's kind of listening. Now, Tim Burton has had some great movies and some not so great movies. And let's be honest, like, he's going to be directing one episode of Wednesday Season 2.
Yeah,
just one.
Just the first episode. And I want to reiterate, we were right when we said that he was only directing 4 episodes of Wednesday Season 1.
We got chewed out for that so hard, and then when the 4th episode came around, and it was not him directing
You
it.
mean the 5th episode?
The 5th episode, yeah.
Yeah. And we were like, we were right. Give us our apology. I'm still waiting for that apology.
Yeah, but look, I think this is a good way to start off. I think it's a good way to show that he kind of wants to do it justice. The story looks good. It looks like it's actually going to take up some plot lines that were glossed over in the first one. My only concern is, of course, modern day stuff being shoved in. But also, and I'm saying this in the nicest possible way, I like Michael Keaton. He's old. And I'm sure he'll do a good job. My concern is that he won't be able to capture the same essence of the character, given that it's 20 years later.
Yeah, possibly.
Now, again, the movie itself is set 20 years later, so that works.
I mean, if they need to, they could always have a stunt double in costume.
I don't know. I think this is going to be good. I'm hoping it's going to be good. It's like the one movie that I want to see this year.
Mm-hmm. But if they don't call the third movie Beetlejuice, we will have problems.
They need to make a third one and call it that, because it wouldn't be right not to at that point.
Seriously! Tell us we're wrong. I dare you.
Hope you like Italian.
And now it is time for the diagnosis of the week,
where we take events from the week and relate them to a mental illness.
Because Hollywood is full of them, and you should be aware.
And we have an interesting diagnosis for this week.
Do tell.
The diagnosis for this week is reward system activation.
Please explain.
So reward system activation refers to the physiological and psychological process where certain behaviors or experiences trigger the release of neurotransmitters such as dopamine in the brain. This release of dopamine creates feelings of pleasure and reinforces the behavior that led to it.
In relation to today's topics, With Star Wars The Acolyte, reward system activation manifests as creators exploiting provocative content to appeal to a broader, potentially shallow audience, risking alienation of core fans and long-term sustainability.
With live-action One Piece, reward system activation is evident as Netflix reaps the benefits of listening to fans and collaborating closely with the manga's creator, ensuring alignment with audience expectations and securing ongoing success.
And with Beetlejuice, reward system activation is exemplified as Tim Burton prioritizes practical effects over CGI, demonstrating his commitment to satisfying fans while avoiding trends aimed at appealing to a hypothetical modern audience.
And that's why we think this is a great diagnosis for this week.
Agreed.